How have you been?
Okay. Sorry,
Okay.
Tuesdays and Thursdays will be tricky for me. But
Okay,
I'm
okay.
assuming I'm assuming you had a meeting with Victory yesterday.
Okay. Yes, yes.
Y-
I mean, I had a meeting with him yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Tuesday in general is not good, but is Tuesday in general okay for you or
Sometimes it is. Yesterday was just one of those where it wasn't.
okay?
But yeah, next week is fine. Yeah.
Okay,
So I
okay, all
can
right.
do
Good.
all three then.
Okay, all right, good. So I guess just a quick update. I mean, yesterday we go over some coding, as well. I think Victory is coming. I mean, the structure is coming up
Okay,
to,
cool.
yeah, more falling in place now. So I mean, the details probably will get that, shortly. Um, I also encourage him to basically build a team, okay, around sort of study study buddy and a coding buddy. So try to build an environment support around him. Yeah. All right. So Victory, can you
Hi
hear us?
everyone. I'm
Hi,
so
Victory.
sorry to
Good.
do this. If possible to reschedule for sometime later today. I do have some updates in terms
Uh-huh.
of the matching, like we discussed yesterday.
Okay. Okay.
Like it looks good.
Okay.
But
Good.
something sort of called my attention. Unfortunately, maybe I can just give you like a 2 minute, 2 minute thing.
Okay. All right. So you can
Uh,
listen quickly. Is that right?
yeah, maybe like two
Okay.
minutes.
Okay. All
Um,
right. Okay. Sure.
But basically, I ran the code, like you said, such that for every request, it checks the channel
Mm-hmm.
and it does the matching. So if you noticed here in this sequence, I created a quick um, three nodes and three publishers and two subscribers, just so that it's easier to track in terms of what's happening. So in
Mm-hmm.
this case, when I run this, let me just clear this.
Okay.
Um, when I run this, right, the first stage is to sort of um, generate the data, which is here, which is what we're
Mm-hmm.
generating here, the random data, then pass the data into the test node, right? Um, Pass the data with the publish, the subscribe, and then there's a handle response to receive the messages based on the channel subscribed to. And then in the matcher, if you notice here, now there's a matching process. So the idea is when a sub request is made, first index basically get the node. Let me show you. So this is first it collates the list, sorry, of the publishers. It saves the publisher list. It saves it into like a list, like a bit of a dictionary, and then um, sub request. So for every sub request it receives, it checks the publisher list 3 times.
I see. Okay.
Right, right. So
All right.
it checks it because when I say 3 times, because that's how many publishers we have.
Mm.
Zero, one, two, yeah, three or four
Okay. I
times.
see. Okay. All
Right.
right.
So you have pub channel. So what I did was I tried to track everything. So if you
Mm-hmm.
notice this, there's this publisher, but then there's the subscriber node is making a subscriber request one
Mm-hmm.
on this
Okay.
publisher. It makes it
Nice.
on the second publisher. It checks on the third publisher. Sorry, where are you? I'm trying to track this thing properly. So publisher is that. This is subscriber node. This is publisher node. So sorry, just hold on. What's going on here? Oh, sorry. Yeah, it repeats this process for all the. So it does this for publisher
For
one,
all the publishers,
publisher
right?
two. Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it now sends the message.
Mm-hmm.
So the message received from that channel, it basically sends it through this function. This function handles the message and
Mm-hmm.
sends it back to the node.
Okay.
And that's what
Nice.
subscriber node receives message as
Okay.
as that, and that's what this message is.
Okay. Nice.
So there needs to be some sort of storage on here
Okay.
or data handling to manage the messages. For example, if it gets 4 or 5 messages, I need to develop some form of append structure to just keep adding to that, and also to create a data structure for the identity itself.
Okay. All right.
Identity. Yeah.
All right. Great. So is that the update?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So very quick feedback. Okay. I think you've got the basic structure right and the logic.
Okay.
And the only thing that might need correction is the pub-sub relation should reverse. Okay.
Reversed.
By that, I mean it's not when you subscribe you check for publishers. It's when you publish you check for subscribers.
Oh.
Okay. Because publication are time sensitive. Okay. Once published, either you receive or you don't. And usually it's assumed the published message is lost forever then, unless it's been queued in some kind of message queue. But that is, kind of a additional function. It's not the basic pub-sub scheme.
Okay.
Our publications, you should assume that once they are being published, it's either received or it's gone forever.
Oh.
Okay.
So basically, there's
you can think of this as that's literally what happens for like a lot of the message, like position updates, right? There's no point in keeping track of the previous positions, right? You are only interested in the latest.
Okay.
Right. You see. Okay.
That's
so unless it's some kind of application like Twitter, right, where Twitter wants to keep the history of the publications of the tweets, that's a different story. But that's usually achieved by using some kind of a message queue. Okay, but that is kind of a special case for under the pub-sub scheme. Okay, but in general, it's when you publish, you check for subscribers and deliver to them,
and then
not the other way around.
Okay, it actually makes more sense in terms of efficiency, actually.
Yes,
precisely.
And there's another thing to note is that what is being stored. Okay, it's usually publication requests are being stored or publication interests are being stored. Subscriber interests are being stored, not publication.
Okay,
You see? Okay. Assume that they are gone once published.
All right.
Okay. They are more considered as transient message by default.
Okay.
All right. So I think so I assume you have to go pretty soon.
Yeah, but I don't know if you're available sometime later today.
I may not be. Okay. See if Herman might be. Okay. But let me just provide feedback. Okay. As to what to see tomorrow. Fix that. Okay. Fix what I just described. Okay. I think you should be able to do that. And then finish the test-driven test case.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly that. Yeah. That's next. Definitely.
All right. Okay. So
thanks so much.
I don't know.
I apologize.
You want to check a time with Herman now?
Yeah. So I've got meetings for the rest of the day, so I won't be able to check it with him in today, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I have looked at the changes. I'll definitely work on them.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right.
Apologies.
That. So all right. So things happen, but I guess try to alert us ahead, right?
Yes. I basically woke up a bit late, so I saw it very, 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 very late. But I will do that next time.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Thanks very much.
Okay. All right. Take care. Yeah. So talk to you tomorrow then. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. So Herman, I guess we have 20 minutes to chat to catch up.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's good too. So yeah, just quick question. Did you receive, oh, sorry, I might need to, sorry, I need to switch my device. So hold on a second.
I
Just
got the
hold on.
invoice. I've sent it through for processing.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Is okay. Is my voice all right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, okay. All right, yeah. Sorry, I think the device got too hot. Yeah, it's kind of getting hot here. All right. So,
I got the invoice. I've sent it through for them to
okay.
process it for payment.
Okay. Thanks.
Hopefully
Yeah.
it doesn't get sent back by your bank again. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah, thanks. All right. So that's, I guess, the first, one of the things I want to check. The other is we will be having a mastermind this Friday.
yes.
Is that time okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that will be 8:30 at your time zone, right? 8:30.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Good. So I guess are there things you like to discuss about Victoria's current status or about any aspect of the research so far?
You got the mechanism right. Hopefully, he now understands this publisher subscribe thing. But anyway,
Yeah.
so we'll see what happens there. I have so for Alida with the she is continuing. So and the topic
Nice.
that we thought of there is to have her work on basically. So I got a colleague of mine who's working in vehicle transportation and IoT as well.
Okay.
And so we're going to define a topic that's about installing some IoT device which does spatial pub-sub on the taxi vehicles in a city, which we can then use, which they would then be able to use to communicate and also track their movements.
Okay.
So that's kind of the application area, which I think will be interesting because there's going to be a lot of real world issues there.
Right.
Just in terms of communication. But the other advantage, I think, is if it's within a urban area within the city, it means that there should be a lot of these taxis moving around. So I guess the problem then might just be, communication range, or what do you do if a node moves? Either you're going to have like kind of, infrastructure matchers, which are
Uh-huh.
not part of the taxis, so that they can,
Okay.
so that there's something they can communicate with.
Right. Right.
Or they're going to have vehicle-to-vehicle type of communication. But that's
Mhm.
that's the application area for the spatial
I
PubSub.
see. But what's the use case? I mean, what are the taxis going to do with? I mean, what kind of problem to address or to solve?
Well,
Or
ride hailing was the one issue.
okay,
Basically
ride hailing.
for like for people to use it to say I want to be picked up at this place, or the
Okay,
taxis to say I'm in this area. So
I see. From A
kind of
to
like
B.
the
So it's the Uber scenario. It's the Uber
yes,
case.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But you
Sure.
see,
So people delivery, right? Basically, passenger delivery.
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Great.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. So, all right. How is IoT related to that?
Well, so my colleague also does work in IoT. So
Mm-hmm.
so to me, the part over here will be that some device will need to be installed in the taxi in order for, or it's going to have to be on some app, some mobile app or whatever or something like that. But we're going to have to install
Right.
something on the
Like a
vehicles.
cell phone app, like a mobile app?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. It's possible. Okay. All right. So, all right. I guess, I mean, IoT, usually we talk about independent device, right, with some kind of sensing capability. So I
Yes, yeah.
guess what would be the sensing capability in this case that potentially,
Well, the
or
vehicle coordinate would be
the
the.
independent device?
So I think the vehicle
I see.
coordinate would be the
Okay.
thing, which is important over here.
I see. But I guess one more question is, is that supportable by like mobile phone, like just mobile phone network, like GPS positioning, or not really so in the case in South Africa?
So I think they already have something like that. I totally agree. So your cell phone already has your GPS coordinates that it can support via the cell phone network. So we're not solving a new problem. What I do think that's interesting about it is it allows us to create a distributed network, which is not. So if you have somewhere where you don't have cell phone coverage, then that allows you to do it. To me, it's more a test case of real vehicles moving around, and they're reporting their locations the whole time. And so that means I don't have to go and build a bunch of robots or, have them in some kind of a lab setting or whatever, and, have them try to move around as a way of creating a distributed ad hoc network that we can use for the spatial routing. So that to me is the benefit of doing something like that.
Okay, I
Plus
see. So infrastructureless network, is that the idea?
yes,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I see. I'm trying to catch, I mean, like what's the major point, right? In terms of building this up. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
So to me, it's about having this, infrastructureless. It's about having something which is separate from the existing mobile network.
I see.
I mean, it's the same scenario that Victory has in the Temba labs, where there's a lot of other communication signals, which blocks the communication.
Right.
So, how do you handle that type of thing?
Okay, I see. All right. Okay. I think the case can be made this way, okay, which might be more attractive, which is the case for a privacy protected Uber service.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
Because with any kind of centralized pairing, whether it's Google, right, or Uber, essentially they collect your positions at all times, right? So while they provide convenience, you lose your privacy. Now think about an alternative network, which potentially can be hosted by volunteer servers, even by infrastructureless, meaning that the nodes somehow they can connect together, and can be aided by again some volunteer servers as well, right? But then what you're describing is more of a system that can still provide the same or similar service like Uber. However, it doesn't collect any personal privacy information centrally. Right? So that would be, I guess, the use case that, I mean, I'm trying to build like, what's the compelling use case for this?
Because I think one of the issues that my colleague has had with because he's worked with the taxi industry before in South Africa, and he wanted to install some tracking devices on their vehicles in order to measure their speed. And the moment he wanted to do that, I mean, initially they were quite happy, but when they learned that they will be reporting their position and location and speed the whole time, then they were like, maybe we're not that mad about this, because I think they were worried that would record when they were speeding or.
I see. Okay, I see.
And I think the advantage then with a system like what you're basically saying is this allows you basically to have, so that people have this ability to be part of this ride-hailing service or whatever, but their information is not being gathered by some other third-party device.
Exactly. Or authority, essentially, centralized authority.
Okay. I think that is a good angle to take.
Yeah, I think that should be sort of how sort of explain to people, right, about what this is about and why is it significant. Okay. All right. So Herman, can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's okay. All right. If my voice is breaking, let me know. All right. Okay.
No, you're still fine. No.
Okay. So I think that's very good. Okay, that's actually a very good way to, I guess, to start. One thing I was going to feedback was that logistics. Okay, I think logistics support actually is something very important and major. Okay, because I don't know if I mentioned this before about delivering fresh goods.
Yes,
like vegetable, okay, fresh fruits, and finding the best routes, the routing routes, and maybe build up sort of a delivery fleet or trunks based on cars or trunks that can serve multiple points locally. It's the type of problem that I know for sure that the people, because EC, e-commerce, so far it has been delivering, like books, like electronics, right? I mean, things that they are not as time sensitive, and they may not have to, they don't have strict like time constraint, right? But when you're talking about like fresh vegetables and fruits, fresh goods, then there is this time-sensitive nature in the goods you're delivering, right? Even like requirement for refrigeration, for example, right? So that poses additional challenge to the delivery problem. And I know, at least in Taiwan, and I assume elsewhere as well, this is not yet a solved problem. Okay.
No, it's not.
So but potentially, like fresh goods delivery could be the next big e-commerce trend. This is what I also know. Yeah, I mean from the industry side, it's kind of like the next big thing, because once that capability is being delivered or being offered, then I mean we can only imagine more and more things will be delivered with delivery networks, or even with drones in the future.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
okay, cool.
All right. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. So I guess so when are we going to have Alida on board?
Yeah. So
I
sent her an email I sent her an email this morning to find out because she has to come pick up a computer to work on. And I'm
Okay.
going to let her know that we have a mastermind again on Friday to see if
Right,
she can
right,
join.
right. Okay.
I had a message with her on Friday or something, but I haven't heard anything from her since then.
Okay.
But I will be seeing her this afternoon or possibly tomorrow.
Okay.
Or,
Okay.
well, probably tomorrow, maybe this
Okay.
afternoon.
Okay.
And then I'll just find out from her, okay, when can she join us for these type of sessions?
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, I think definitely have her on board, and we can. Yeah. Anything
now you
else
broke
you'd
up.
like to discuss? Oh, okay.
No,
Let
I
me
think
turn
that's
off my video then. Okay.
okay. I can do that as well. Yeah, so getting it on,
Okay.
getting her on board. And then I have a final year student who I want to have basically just build a test bed for this. So basically, I've got this bunch of Raspberry Pis in my office, right? And that student's final year project is basically just to build a test setup with the Raspberry Pis in order to test the spatial routing on a real device. So, I mean, these are most, just static devices, but basically just something that we have some hardware on which we can test it. And kind of a controlled environment in which we can test the communication and test the routing and all that kind of stuff. Because as you know, even if we get once Victory or whoever gets the algorithm up and running in simulation, I would obviously also like to see it running on some real hardware just to verify that it works under more realistic scenarios as well. Yeah, so that student won't be joining any of the masterminds or these type of sessions because he's also got class at various times. But yeah, so that's the other student that I'm getting involved with this the spatial routing topic that we have at the moment. But yeah, that's basically all from my side at the moment. Just to get Alida more involved as soon as possible.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So I was encouraging Victory to basically coach her in a way to get her up to speed. Okay, because I think something that will come up then is how they can co-work together, right?
Yes, yeah.
In a sense that their work will be sort of complementary to each other. And potentially some of the, whether it's a design algorithm or better yet, code base, right, can be shared. Okay, yeah, so I think that's kind of the next thing. Okay, all right. So I think I'll also think about that. So anything you like to explore for this week's mastermind? I guess that's my last question.
That's a good question.
I mean, are there particular? we can go with the usual route, of sharing updates and the challenge. But are there also specific things you think that will pose as a good, good question to be discussed, so to speak? Or I guess on your side, like any question sort of you like to, maybe find some creative solutions about.
Yeah, I mean, if I think in terms of Victory and of Alida, I guess one thing which I think would be interesting is to talk about, I don't know, how do you call it? But we might have talked about it as well in the past, but kind of how do you do a kind of a long-term planning in terms of you want to reach you have this project or you have this goal that you want to reach, like create a spatial PubSub library that you want to get adopted by the community or whatever. But how do you actually then go and break that down into kind of consumable chunks type of thing?
I see.
I don't know, that's
smaller pieces, right? That's executable.
Yeah.
And also can have a steady or even exponential progress down the way.
Yes. I guess it's kind of also, I guess it's that what you also do when you do kind of that sprint planning in that where you take some of the stories, agile or, environment, or what is that called? It's not. Anyway, if you have a sprint and you basically say, okay, now we want to do a sprint, but first we need to do some kind of a planning. This is the feature we want to implement, and then we kind of break it down into separate parts, and then then you do a planning of how you do that. But maybe also that in a slightly longer term type of scenario, because in terms of experiences with, you have a project that you have to roll out in 6 months or a year or something, and then how do you go and, as you said, break it up into edible chunks that can be.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, how to make the mountain, how to climb the mountain bit by bit type of thing. I don't know.
Okay. Nice. Okay. All right. I think that's a good question to share our thoughts and have a discussion on. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll make time for that. Okay, in my planning, because I also I'll always think about how we can improve. To create better values for everyone involved. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks, Herman. Yeah. So
Okay, cool.
I think we'll think again tomorrow. Okay, at this
Cool.
time. I mean, Victory and I. Okay. We'll have
cool.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So thanks.
Thanks.
And take care and have a nice, great day ahead. Okay.
You too. Cheers.
Okay.
Bye.